When I started speaking from stage, I was so nervous and so shit at it. And I still get nervous, but every time I just push myself and jump in the deep end. Every time I record a video, it's exactly the same, because I know every time you do it, you know, you get more comfortable, get better. Getting over that like feeling and just doing it anyway is what holds most people back. As long as you get in the practice of doing that, just overcoming that little bit of hesitation, a little bit of fear, and you just overcome that as a practice, that in itself is probably the single most valuable asset that you can have to be successful in life. Being able to practice being uncomfortable to do things that you don't want to do in order to have the things that you want to have probably could be the most important habit that someone could develop, I reckon. The fact that I prefer that people would go out and fuck up than not do anything because they're scared of fucking up, because the very act of fucking up gives you a much higher probability of not doing it a second time. And the person that hasn't moved hasn't gone anywhere. I remember the first webinar we did. I went round to my web designer's house. They'd done lots of webinars. They set up my Infusionsoft and everything like that. And I just like promoted the hell out of this thing. There's like 40 people coming. I thought it was a lot. We can't get it to work. And so we're standing in front of a computer. 15 minutes in, we're like, fuck it, it's 15 minutes in. One of the guys goes, do you want a beer? I'm like, yeah, right. Oh, that was fucked. We were swearing our heads off, having a beer. Anyway, it turns out everyone had watched the whole conversation. 40 people looking at us while we're having a beer, swearing our heads off. So I called everyone that attended individually and just, I was just so embarrassed, so sorry. That was my first webinar. Now we're pretty good at webinars. If you ask a bodybuilder, what do you do if you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to the gym? If you ask a professional bodybuilder, he'll say, I go anyway. So if you're producing content to build a personal brand and you wake up and you don't feel like filming that day, you do it anyway. Like you got to have the same mentality, otherwise you're not going to be the best. You're going to be mediocre, and mediocre doesn't get results. If you're good at something, you get poor results these days. You've got to be exceptional, if not outstanding. The majority of people are still stuck, you know, way back here where they haven't even done a piece of content yet. My first video on LinkedIn was like, oh, you know, it was ridiculous. I still cringe when I look at my videos. I can get over myself if they're getting something out of it.
The way to get really good at it and better than anyone else on social media is to post more. I told George this morning if he wants to be successful at anything, he needs to fail twice as quick as other people, and he'll get there twice as fast. It's the only way you're going to learn. In social media, that's the way it works, because it's about authenticity. It's about being the best, like not the best version of yourself, it's being the truest version of yourself.
You don't learn to walk by reading books, you learn by trying to walk and falling over.